captain by a hook with a red beard. Captain by a hook with a red beard.
Man. Rocking and rolling, baby. Monday. How you love that? Talk to me, man. Beautiful weekend in sports. It's because college basketball is back. Oh, yeah. Real quick, shout out to LSU for getting that turkey dog whooped. Embarrassing. Not only should Brian Kelly be fired, not only should he not be able to ever step foot in the state of Louisiana again, he should never, ever be allowed to wear purple again. Sick of it. Other news. In other news, who that say they gonna beat them Saints? F the Falcons. Yeah. Falcons fans listening, you know what it is. You know what it is. But anyway, man, wow. So much has happened since Friday. Kansas, North Carolina, Friday night. I mean, what a damn game. Kansas goes up 20. North Carolina fights back, falls short on the comeback. Kansas gets the 3-point victory. I believe it was 92 to 89. Excuse me. Baylor, Arkansas. Elite Eight-esque matchup. I mean, wow. Great game. Baylor controlled that one from the jump. Arkansas just wasn't making shots. Ball movement was a little better. Still not where I would like it to be. This the thing. And a lot of basketball players, enthusiasts, fans, it kind of gets lost in translation. We're used to the NBA game where it's like, oh no, let's watch this one player dribble for 15 seconds and take a shot. Arkansas needs to realize all five of us can go to the league. All five of us are top five. Like, all five of us are great. Like, let's get this pill whistling. Let's move the ball, bruh. It's harder to guard as a defense when you have to move, rotate, help, get back, help the helper, rotate. Shit, that's your rotation. I was rotating to help it. Then they get confused, start arguing. But that one-on-one ball, I don't know. But that's the era we are in. I just hate that it's getting down to the college level. But I saw this coming. Probably 4 or 5 seasons ago. I said it's coming. It's coming. But anyway, Arkansas, they'll figure it out. Baylor, huge bounce back win after getting their turkey dog whooped by Gonzaga opening night. How you love that? A little Twitch action here on YouTube, baby. Rocking and rolling. I got a few more things I want to talk about. Definitely want to talk about Auburn, Houston, the plane ride, the game, Kelvin Sampson, Bruce Pearl. Cannot wait to jump into that entire conversation here. Again, I apologize about the video. Audio should work just fine throughout the show, regardless of how the video looks. You shouldn't get any jump, skips, dips, or chips from the audio. There's a kid that plays for Washington, I believe. I watched this game, and this kid alone made me realize, why don't we give it our all? That's the question for the day. Ask yourself, why don't I give life my all, especially if I'm a college basketball player. This is temporary, big dog. You only get, well, I guess now you get 6 years to play college basketball. But after that, you got the rest of your life. And how you do anything is how you do everything. Man, and that's one of my biggest regrets in life. Just speaking to anybody, I'm sure there's not too many young people that watch this show. But if you got a nephew, a kid, show them this clip. My biggest regret in life is not working harder in school, not working harder at my game. I have the God-given abilities where I should have at least, very least, been able to get a free degree off of a scholarship playing basketball. But I took it for granted. I was too cool for school. Ended up dropping out actually. Senior year of high school, signed a little UBL deal, which for those who don't know, is the lowest. Now think of something lower, lowest level of semi-pro basketball you can play. Thought I was gonna work my way up from there to the D League at the time, G League now to the da 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 da. But why would I think that when I didn't even have the work ethic to graduate high school? Didn't have the work ethic to do 100 push-ups a day, to run an extra mile, to put up those 500 extra shots. And that's the difference. The people that do that are the people you watch on TNT on Thursday nights. Regardless if they're the superstar or they're the Alex Carusos. The older I get, I mean, I figured this out 10 years ago. It's not like I keep figuring your work ethic is who you are, not your talents. Great Ozelbor. Get your sorry ass in the gym. I know. You're going to cry and say I'm hating. Get on your social media, look at them 17 likes you got on the last picture, smile, DM one of them baddies and try to get up in it. But boy, oh boy, your time's running out. Even if you got another year. I don't know your status. I watched you play at Utah State. You're out of shape, big dog. You're trash, bro. You ain't playing to the best of your abilities. I watched you miss 4 point blank layups because you're out of shape. 3 points, 3 assists, 9 rebounds in 30 minutes. This Washington team only goes as you go. I mean, we see it all the time. Luka probably have 3 rings by now if he was in shape. That's it. I'm not gonna go too deep on that rant. But great Ozelbor. I don't know how this will get to you, but man, it was heartbreaking to watch you play on Saturday nights. But man, let's get into the show. I could talk all day about this stuff. Michigan, they fall to Wake Forest, and I got some great coaching quotes for you. It's Captain by a hook, baby. With the red beard, I'm Rowan Donaghy, aka Rowan Dobbs. Going live on a fantastic Monday. It is 11:11. Close your eyes and make a wish. I just had to write something down. Put some music on for you. Get it popping. Get it popping. Michigan, man. They should have called Wake Forest and said, hey, bro, instead of wasting everybody's time, let's just go ahead and forfeit this game. And then Wake Forest would have said, why? And Michigan would have said, well, we're going to get it within 1 point, 1 possession. And then the entire last minute of the game, we're going to have 3 turnovers in a row and just give y'all the game. So let's just give you the game now. Danny Wolf. I just went off on Great Ozelbor. Get your ass in shape. Get in the gym. Stop settling for them threes. Get your ass in the paint. Get to the line. This team only goes as far as you take it. I believe you get 4 points, 4 assists, 2 rebounds on like 2 of 6 shooting. 0 for 3 from 3. Get your ass. Get some buckets, bro. Anyway, who cares about Michigan, Wake Forest? I want to talk some. I want to talk some. I want to talk some. I want to talk some great coaching quotes here. Kentucky, baby. Mark Pope. By the way, I cannot wait to see Kentucky Duke tomorrow. I'm on Kentucky already. If you want to get it now, I mean, it was 7.5 yesterday, 6.5 now. I'm gonna give it out tomorrow, or whatever the hell it is. I'm waiting for the money line to drop, but I'm gonna be on both of those. Um, but Mark Pope, quote, unquote, it's Kentucky magic. I forgot the quote. Ain't that some? I got it right here though. It's Kentucky magic. Nothing like it, man. When Mark Pope was hired, I was unaware. He's gonna go down possibly one of the greatest Kentucky coaches ever. He's going to go down as a greater Kentucky coach than Calipari. He is already a better coach than Calipari. And I mean, I just love the energy he brings. Another quote. And let me do Kelvin Sampson's first. And then I'm going to jump to Bruce Pearl's. And then we can go into the whole airplane shabacle. I'm not going to touch on it too long. It's the social media age. You can look up hundreds of videos of people breaking this down with clips and articles and piecing everything together like a damn scientist. I'm just gonna laugh at it. So I ain't gonna give you too much, bruh. If you know what I mean. But anyway, where I'm at? Oh yeah, Kelvin Sampson, man. So Auburn goes to Houston. They finally get to Houston. They play Houston. You got number 1 and number 2. Auburn 2, Houston 1, as far as Kim Palm offensive defensive efficiency numbers. I believe it was number 4 versus number 11 in the AP poll. Auburn. This game was a pick'em. The whole plane altercation happens. This line jumps to 4.5, 5.5, around there before tip. And Houston was bringing it to them. I believe they had a 5-point lead, 33-28 at the half. Um, and then Auburn. I mean, they just came back. Showed fight, if you will. I know. I know. Puns are the lowest form of comedy. 33-28 at the half. And just like that, the Tigers of Auburn start heating up. Heating up. Houston only had 7 assists the entire game. That is definitely going to be the focal point of Kelvin Sampson. Got to move the rock. But Auburn were going to score 46 points in the second half. Outscoring Houston by 10. End up winning the game 74-69. So the 5 points was right. It was just moved the wrong way. So now we know next time a team gets in a fight on a plane, the plane has to be turned around or landed. 2 players kicked off. Da-da-do, da-da-dee. Line moves. You take the team that got in the fight. I'm kidding. For those that don't know me, a lot of this jokes, man. This is a sports radio show brought to you live here on YouTube. But anyway, long story short, Bruce Pearl, after the game, he's seen on the sideline, he's chanting, he's looking, and he says, "That's Auburn being Auburn." I love that quote. Might be my favorite quote so far of the season. That's Auburn being Auburn. Now, you could say he's talking about the basketball game. We go down, we come back, we triumph. That's Auburn being Auburn. But I think he's talking about the entire weekend. We bring the fight to everything, baby. We bring the fight to ourselves. We bring the fight to our opponents. And that's Auburn being Auburn. Just to touch on it, though, real quick. I don't know. Seems like there's a lot of jealousy going on. There's that video surfacing. Like I said, you can find all this on social media of number 3 pouting, crying, and just all out horrible body language as Auburn is winning by 30. I guess he wants to shine. And it doesn't seem like he was quiet about it. He was in the altercation. And if you ask me, everybody deserves a second chance. I don't know if that second chance should be at Auburn. And when I say everybody deserves a second chance, you have to have some kind of repercussions before the second chance to make the change. You can't just mess up. Somebody say, you got to do better. You say, my bad, and immediately get the second chance. The human mind and body has to think they lost everything, lose everything, go get a second chance somewhere else next season, but get the heck up on out of here. But the last thing I wanted to point out as far as coaches' quotes, this is one of my favorite ones as well. Kelvin Sampson, full of positivity and full of high praise for Auburn. Yeah, this is why we scheduled the game, was his quote. This is why we scheduled the game, was the quote. Second game of the season. We're supposed to be the best school in the season. Let's play one of the best schools in the season. See where we rank. And now, Tom Izzo and Michigan State used to have the upper hand on this because they were one of the few big programs doing this. If you look back 10, 15 years ago, Michigan State would always schedule some of the toughest games they can non-conference. They get to March, they get the conference play, their team's already rolling. The trend that's caught on the last 5 to 6 years, hyphened up the last 3 years. Now we're seeing it all over the place. I mean, every day we pretty much got a big time matchup in November, December, which is bleeping amazing. Bleeping amazing. But like you said, that's why we play. We can go beat 12 schools by 40, or we can really use iron to sharpen iron. But man, man. I thought I was going to talk some football today, but I ain't going to lie to you. F football. Uh, I'm going to talk about it a little bit. I do want to get to something. Before we get back to collegiate basketball, I will preview today's games. I got a banger of a bet tonight. I'm about to go back to how I was doing things. Talking to myself now. Sorry, excuse me. um, let's look at the NFL. I got a few things I want to talk about here. I'm not going to break down the whole slate because who the hell cares? We're in a time where records, personal achievements are kind of getting the lines blurred with winning. I mean, who cares about a record without a ring? I guess these kids do. Um, but man. it's getting unwatchable almost, the level of play. Outside of Jackson, Mahomes, Stafford, ah, ah, I don't know. And then you go down a level and you got the Hurtses and the Allens, the Mayfields. The level of play is horrible. NFL needs to. I don't know what they need to do. I mean, I just think the game's ruined forever. You're never gonna bring back the physicality. You're never gonna bring back the competitiveness. But hey, who am I? Uh, horrible, horrible, horrible. What's some good? I don't know. Eagles 34-6. Cardinals 31-6. But what I want to do talk about, what I do want to talk about is the damn Saints. Who that say they're gonna beat them Saints? Saints moved to 3-7. Darren Rizzi. I don't even know the cat's name yet. He goes 1-0 in his first start with the Saints. Beautiful day for New Orleans. They beat the Falcons. Alvin Kamara becomes all-time leading rusher with the Saints. He's an all-time great. All-time great. I've never loved a player more than I've loved Alvin Kamara. You can add Joe Horn maybe to the list. Marcus Colston, Deuce McAllister. But he's on that list. But let me go back and talk about Saints coaches who have took over mid-season. You go back to 1970, J.D. Roberts won his debut, went 1-6 the rest of the season. 75, Ernie Heffler won his debut, went 1-7. 1980, Dick Stanfeld lost the debut, ended up going 1-3. Wade Phillips in 85 won his debut, went 1-3. This is just the remainder of the season. And then you have Rick Venturi in 96, lost his debut, went 1-7. And then yesterday, Darren Rizzi won the debut, barely held on against the Falcons. If they had one more timeout left, they would have won that game. But shout out to them for not having that one more timeout left. And shout out to the Saints defense, man. I mean, they really got the job done. Offense outside of the second quarter didn't do much, but the defense kept things intact. Huge interception for Matthews in that fourth quarter. And a shout out to Valdez Scantley. 3 catches, 109 yards, two of them for a touchdown, baby. Chiefs, 9-0. How you love that? I love it. 9-0, baby. Ah, I've been saying since the beginning of the year. I think they're going undefeated. I think they going undefeated. Also, the Lions won, so it takes this point away. But all season I've been screaming like, Lions ain't as good as y'all think. They gonna come back down to earth. They gonna da da da, da da dee da da da. Golf ain't as good as y'all think. Trust me. And then last week I come on the show twice and say Lions is the second best team in the league. One of the greatest teams in the country. Blade Dade. And then last night I'm watching like, bro, right when I believe in y'all. But hey, they came back and won it. So shout out to the Lions. Still the second best team in the country. I do want to talk about one or two things real quick before we move back to the college hardwood. Some surprising things. Chargers 6-3, under the radar. Few other teams going under the radar with winning records. Cardinals at 6-4. I believe they're on a 3-game winning streak. Don't quote me on that, but I believe, and they could be on a 4-game winning streak. But I remember seeing this team at 4-4 and getting to 4-4, and then they go 5-4, 6-4. So I'm pretty sure they're on a 3-game winning streak. Eagles. Everybody acts like the Eagles are the sky's falling in Philadelphia. Sirianni ain't got it. Hurts ain't got it. They're 7-2. Just to throw that out there. Eagles 7-2. And then the Vikings. Of course, everybody. I mean, they're one of the highlight teams. Steelers, though, they're 7-2. Don't get enough love. They just beat the Commanders, dropping them to 7-3. And then you got the Bills, who I didn't realize were 8-2 until this morning. It's a new age in the NFL. It is a new bleeping age. No more Cowboys, no more Patriots, Giants. Uh, what other teams were good? Broncos were good at a point. Commanders, Steelers, Chargers, Lions, Eagles. Some of your best teams in the league. Man, welcome to 2020s, I guess. I don't know. I don't know. But anyway, this is Captain by a Hook, baby. Let's preview tonight's action on the hardwood. Ohio State. Let me look at this real quick. I got a screenshot. Ohio State, second, excuse me, strength of record rankings. Second. Ohio State, they're taking on Youngstown State. They're 18.5-point favorites. I love Ohio State this season. Bruce Smiths. I always forget the kid's name, man. His second year, he's a damn dog. Bruce Urban. Hell no. Whew. Excuse me. It's a morning show, people. Man. Sorry, you gotta click 100 things when you Google stuff these days. Bruce Thornton, my guy. Can't believe I forget his name every week. Every bleeping week. He had 20 in the opener against Texas. He's gonna take this Ohio State Buckeyes team to the tournament. And they're gonna be a dangerous team. 18.5. I like it, but I don't love it. I wish this thing was under 15. But I do love Ohio State this season. I mean, they should win this game by 20. This will be a game I'll be talking myself in and out of all day. Ohio State minus the 18.5. You got Virginia Tech taking on Winthrop as 8.5-point favorites. It's a good game. I would lean Virginia Tech, but man, anything could happen. If I wasn't a bet Winthrop, it'll just be the money line. I'm not gonna sit there and sweat out a plus 8.5. So I'm either gonna think Winthrop wins it or Virginia Tech covers. But I'm gonna stay away from that. Missouri 19.5 against Eastern Washington. Missouri struggled this season. Missouri is 1-1, 0-2 against the spread. I can't get to 19.5 with a team that's 0-2 against the spread. Virginia. Now this number is ridiculous, but I love it. Minus 27.5. And when I say I love it, I don't love the bet. Don't bet Virginia. I just love that Virginia is without Tony Bennett, you get them as 27.5-point favorites. Never have I seen that before. But Virginia minus 27.5, way too big. Same thing with Maryland. Excuse me. Same thing with Maryland. Maryland. Minus 33.5 taking on Florida A&M. Should be blowouts, but man, Virginia could win by 25 and you'll be heartbroken. Maryland could win by 30 and you'll be heartbroken. Notre Dame has 22.5 point favorites against Buffalo. I think it's too big. Actually might take Buffalo plus the 22.5. Same thing with Florida Grambling. This Grambling team probably won't win this game, but they're gonna keep it within 15. They gotta. They just gotta. Grambling plus 23.5. I like that a lot. Probably my favorite dog of the day. Now this is an interesting one. These matchups are literally uh weekend one matchups in the tournament. Grambling, Florida. That's a probably not that one. Florida would never be a 2 or 3 seed, but Grambling will be a 15 seed. So maybe you could say that's a second game matchup. Florida as the 8 or 9 getting through it. Grambling as the 15 upset. And then you got McNeese, who's probably I think gonna be around 11, 12 seed this season, and Alabama, who is going to be a top seed. McNeese and Alabama. This is one of the most interesting games. You got Alabama at home. This line's actually moving McNeese's way. I've been waiting for it to get over 20. Alabama was 19.5 this morning. They're down to 18.5 now. Money's coming in on McNeese. I kind of like the over 166, although it's a huge, huge over. I think both of these teams get into the 80s. I think we're looking at a 94-84 type of game. Um, but then again, something in my gut saying Alabama wins this thing 100-60. McNeese already got that turkey dog whooped this year. They shown me that they can be beat by 30, 40 points. And that was by a team I don't even remember. But it wasn't no Alabama. I believe it was South Dakota State. I believe it was South Dakota State. So if South Dakota State could beat this team by 40, why the hell won't Alabama do that? Alabama minus 18.5 or nothing here. But I do love McNeese State. If y'all remember the show last year, I was betting them heavy. Love Will Wade. Wish Will Wade was at a bigger school so I can really get behind him and root for him. Harder. Harder. But man, the fact that this thing moved from 19.5 to 18.5, I love it. I love it. Alabama did play on Saturday and they didn't cover. So I don't know. I'm staying away from it, but it's Alabama or nothing, and it's like a 70% lean that I bet Alabama. Minus the 18.5. A few other games. We got Butler, Western Michigan, staying away from it. 16.5 is the number. George Mason, Stony Brook. George Mason minus 14.5 there. You can't do it. Pittsburgh as 18.5 point favorites. I might actually watch this game. I want to see Pittsburgh play. 2 or 3 years ago, I was all in on Coach Capel. Last year, they kind of fell apart. I want to see where their team's at this year, cohesiveness. So I'll definitely probably watch at least half of that game there. Tulane, the Green Wave, 17.5 point favorites against Alcorn State. You can't do it. That's gonna be a fun game though. I think it's a high scoring game. Totals 155 and a hook. I think that's about right. Texas A&M, they're playing Lamar. That's gonna be a blowout. Does it get to 30? I don't know. Does it get to 30? I don't know. I'll see what Buzz Williams and the crew does tonight. I'm gonna keep my eye on it. Texas A&M as the 13th ranked team in the nation. Definitely. I want to see what they look like as 25.5 point favorites. Same thing with Oklahoma. I want to see what they look like as 25.5 point favorites taking on Northwestern State. And this line, I mean, sad news. I should have talked about this earlier in the show. Big man for Purdue. I don't remember his name. But y'all have seen the headlines. Purdue's big man, freshman phenom Zach Edey 2.0, as they call him. He's out indefinitely. Torn fibia, torn fibia. How you say it? Torn fib, fibula. Now they're taking on Yale. So you get the bad news, and then boom, here's Yale, an Ivy League team that's gonna pick you and backdoor cut you to death. Oh man. Line's moving towards Yale's way. I think this was 16.5 yesterday. It's 14.5 now. like Yale. It's Yale or nothing for me in this game. But Purdue, they're definitely built tough. Their strength actually this season is in their guard play. So I don't think the big man's going to hurt them a lot. Definitely going to hurt their growth. Like as he got better, they would get better. But I don't think it's going to hurt them as much as people think. Iowa State 28-point favorites. Get the heck out of here. But how can you not? I mean, how are they not going to hold UMKC to 38 points and score 90 themselves? Marquette minus 27.5. Man, they came on late that second and a half Friday night. Almost had a brawl in that game. George Mason was it? Yeah, it was George Mason they played. They had hey, George Mason's a tough team. I don't know if they win by 14 and a half tonight, but they're a tough team, George Mason for sure. Marquette at 27.5, you can't do it. And then UCLA at 26.5. The mighty Bruins. They need some help. They need to figure this shit out. Mick Cronin, you need to figure this out. You're a better coach than this. I'm pissed because it's UCLA. You need to be at the top of the college basketball every single season. And Hawaii, they're on a back-to-back for some reason. They played last night and they're playing tonight. 3.5-point favorites against Pacific to be specific. Kind of like Pacific there, but hey, not going to bet that. I do have one bet for you. And with that, I need somebody, anybody, to hit me with the horn. I'm back. I know you don't recognize me yet. Oh, let me get my stretch on. Enjoy the long, beautiful off season. All right. Franklin, Earl, Beard, Winneton. Franklin, Earl, Beard, Winneton here, people. For those who are new to the show, usually my man, the Red Beard, he'll give out his bets. We play the horns. I come in, Franklin, Earl, and I give out the best bet of the day. I asked him, I said, yo, my man, what you got today? I got one. And he said, I ain't really got nothing, man. I said, well, let me go ahead and bless you people. Franklin, Earl, Beard, Winneton here. Best bets of the day. Rutgers. Shout out to New Jersey. Rutgers. They're taking on a St. Peter's team. Tough. A tough St. Peter's team. Rutgers. Tough on. I don't have a word on Ace Bailey if he's playing or not, but I think Dylan Harper alone, as the freshman phenom, and the rest of this team is pretty damn good. Give me Rutgers minus the 15.5. My number for this is 21.5, actually. I think Rutgers is going to blow this team out 87 to 60, around there, 87-63, something like that. So we're going Rutgers minus the 15.5 for the best bet of the day. How you love that? How's it feel to be back? Feels great. College hoops, baby. Franklin Earl, man. All the guy does is give out winners. All the guy does is give out winners. Best bet of the day from Franklin Earl, Beard Winneton, minus 15.5 on Rutgers. Taking on St. Peter's again. We're going Rutgers against St. Peter's. Give me Rutgers minus 15 and the hook. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Thank you for the love. And thank you for the support. It's Captain by a hook. with the red beard. I'm Rowan Donaghy, aka Rowan Dobbs, going live on a fantastic Monday. It is 11/11. Make a wish. The 11th day of November, the year 2024. Thanksgiving's in 2 weeks. Christmas is in 6. The year's almost over, baby. Let's get ready for conference play. Enjoy the holidays. Spend some time with our family and get ready for the madness because the madness is real. Take all these wagers at your own risk and please, please gamble responsibly. Dobbs.